So good evening, everybody. I am here to introduce Mr. Sandeep Raut. He has spearheaded the digital transformation consulting engagements like digital vision and strategy, digital maturity assessment, customer journey mapping workshop, mobile first strategy, and new digital business models. Where he is not new to ages, he has been here before to deliver keynote speeches on digital transformation and analytics, and of course he goes to various other institutes as well. He has more than 30 years of experience in the IT services and consulting and offshoring experience. He has founded, built, and grown up the digital transformation BI analytics practice. He has built internal capabilities on various digital technologies and set up a digital innovation lab for emerging technologies. Banking and financial services, travel, healthcare, life sciences are the various industries, varied industries that he has worked in. So we are happy and privileged to have you with us, sir, and we welcome you to Aegis, and we look forward to an insightful session with you.
Okay. Thanks, Sarah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So had a good snack session. This is the last session, or you are here for full day? How? So you must be eager to go home as early as possible, right? I have 200 slides. That's fine. No, I was just joking. So once again, good evening. And that was all LinkedIn, description what she read on. But I love to do these kind of workshops. And I have been talking to IITs, Mumbai, then Wellington Institute, and Aegis. Obviously, I am very much closely associated with Bhupesh. So it's good to know. How many of you have already done and deployed some algorithm models in production? Since you are working, right? Some of you are working. So anybody has already deployed some production models? None? Done? Okay, great. So just one person. Probability, how much from the data science perspective? No, out of these population only one, right? Not a problem. So thanks again and welcome. You must have seen this quote, right? Sexiest job of the century. Harvard Business Review, Tom Davenport. How many of you know him? Thomas Davenport. Please go and follow him on LinkedIn wherever he is available. He is one of the leader in data science. And he said data science is a sexiest job of the century. So when you come out of this course, you will be in a success job in corporates. Obviously, that's what it means. And obviously, there is a lot of demand on data science coming up. And we do a lot of data science work as in corporate. I represent NIT, as Sarah said. So we do take care of a lot of data science and deploying those product or models into production. Fair? One point we need to remember here, I have listed it on the right side, data, insights, and action, right? How many of you have actually at least done some practice work on data and created some insights from it? And not production, but some of you have done that? Great. So anybody can tell me this difference between data and insight?
Data is what, where, how.
Right. Okay, fair. So I'll give a simple example. Assume you are in a wildlife safari, Bandhavgarh or Gir or any of such safaris, right? And you know or you have the data that there are 10,000 different animals in the safari. And while you are driving through it, there is a probability or 70% probability that a mother elephant will attack your vehicle. That's the insight, right? You have some insight out of that data. Now you understand how much important is the action. You have to run away, right? You cannot fight with mother elephant. So remember this theme. I will talk about it in many of those slides. Unless and until there is some action on whatever insights we as data scientists have generated, there is no use of that data science. Okay? Make sense? All right. You can't see it? Maybe you can. Okay. So I'll just quickly cover what is disruption. Obviously, all of you must have seen it, but then I'll quickly talk about it. Then industry impact, how data science, analytics, AI, machine learning, and all these components are impacting the industry. Then we'll look at what are the top tools, components, stuff like that, and some industry use cases. So wherever you have questions, please feel free to stop me. Yeah. What is disruption? How many of you know this? Till 85, we had only mainframes, right? And then personal computer came into picture, and it actually disrupted maybe at that point of time the machine mainframe machines, because people started using the personal computers. Okay. Then familiar example, right? Sony Walkman, we used to carry it, and then iPod came in 2004 or 5 time frame. Kodak films, we used to use it a lot, and now everybody is talking about digital cameras. And even now, even digital cameras are not used. We use our smartphones, right? Nobody uses digital cameras, the bulky thing, which comes maybe itna bada, lamba lens and whatnot. So that is disruption. Okay. Floppy drives, have you guys seen? Some of you must have. Sorry to ask that question. But yeah, I mean, the earlier 8-inch floppy drive was like a paratha. Itni badi floppy hua karte. You have to insert it with 2 hands and then close the door of that computer, floppy drive. It used to be fun. And in 87, when I had first computer of my own, I got a hard disk of 250 MB. 250 MB. And I was so happy that my 40 floppies data could go into that hard disk. Now we have USB drives like that, more than GBs, 250 GBs and stuff like that. So this is again a disruption. See how technology is disrupting everything. From black dial phones to smartphones, we all again know this example. And the latest one is normal printers to 3D printers. Yeah. Now manufacturing companies are using this. They are building all sorts of products using 3D printing. So instead of ordering something, some raw material, parts and things like that, they automatically build whatever is required. So these are some kind of disruption. Helps you to understand, right? Simple definition of data science. I mean, I don't want to get into details. You all are expert data science, but we do live every day with the insights generated by data science. Okay. P&G and Unilever, you must have been knowing, right? Wars, marketing wars. Bala, uski kameez, meri kameez se safed kaise? Rin and Tide. And Nirma is also coming into that picture. But that is all where marketing people use analytics to target customers. So that's where again data science comes into play. Shop for services, get on airplane, again lot of things come via data science. You have heard the Trivago ad, right? Hotels, they do collect all the data from all the website, crunch that data and give you the best possible price. That is price optimization. Again data science. So everything today will boil down to some insight generated by data science. So we are very, popular people going to be as you go out in the corporates and do these kind of, or play these kind of roles. Yeah. Any idea what do these business have in common? Banking, insurance, healthcare, again, normal verticals, but global challenges, right? Mergers and acquisitions happening everywhere. I was just talking about Unilever. See, more than now 51 billion is the old number, 80 billion or something is the revenue of Unilever, and you can recognize some of the brands, right? Lipton and all those, some of the things we use every day. So no physical barriers to do this business. Unilever is everywhere, all over the world. But imagine now Procter & Gamble coming in, right? Those fights which I was talking about. So competition has increased. And now profitability is not the criteria for business to, look at. Survival is what they are looking at. How many of us use Dabur product? See, very, very less people raising hand, because we all are accustomed to P&G and Unilever, Colgate and this and that, right? So survival has become the toughest thing now. Instead of profitability, companies are looking at survival, and that's where again data science help them do that a lot. Creating disruptions, again from data science, how these things are coming. So how do we get more insight about our customers? Because a business purpose is to create and keep a customer, right? Without customers, a business will die. So how do you understand your customers? Why do Airtel give you some offers and then again Vodafone start giving you different offers? Because they know if you run from Airtel to Vodafone, you will get something different. If you grow from Vodafone to Idea, there will be something different. So how do you know your customers? That's extremely important. What do customers like about us or don't like about us? That's again important. Then fraud detection in real time, and these are some of the industry cases, I mean production machinery, when a part is likely to break down. And I'll talk about that in some of next cases. But GE is doing it, very large scale. All the aircraft engines which General Electric is creating, they have put IoT sensors on them and collecting data every millisecond. And then using analytics on top of it to predict when likely that engine is going to fail. So that there is no scheduled maintenance downtime of 4 hours, because the moment flight is down, that is a loss of revenue to the aircraft, right? The airline industry or airline company. So to reduce that downtime, they do this kind of things. Predictive maintenance. When in a month's time that engine is likely to fail, and then do that immediately. The maintenance, preventive maintenance, those kind of things are people doing. Industry is affected by data science. I think anything and everything where we touch upon, everything you can see here, right? From manufacturing to aerospace, cities, public sectors, companies. Smart city is new funda which is coming up. It is already there in Europe and US. In our India also now, due to Digital India, we have heard about some cities going for smart cities. And that's where again data science comes into picture. How do you ensure enough parking places are available to people? How do you ensure traffic is smooth? So on and so forth. There are plenty examples of applying data science to these daily different problems. Am I going too fast or it's okay for you? Best? Okay, great. Today's disruptor, just I wanted to put a picture. So earlier the bigger companies used to eat smaller companies, but now even a small company can eat big company. And that has happened, right? I remember the way back in 2007 or 8, when Patni was taken over by iGet, right? Patni was about 700 million or something, and iGet was around 300 or 400 million company. But still they took a risk and bought over Patni at that point of time for 1.2 billion. I mean, don't take these numbers, but yes, iGet was small, Patni was big, but still they took over. So these kind of things happen. And to avoid this, as I said in the survival thing, data science is the way to go for all the leadership. Let's look at some of the components, how and what it covers. Data mining, obviously all of you may be knowing, right? Uncovering the patterns previously unknown. So we don't know what is there, and you identify some of the patterns from there. Claims fraud and abuse. Many a time we get now it is common. We get a call saying that, oh, your credit card is approved for this many, numbers, rupees, whatever. But sometime they may call you for, okay, one OTP has been sent to you and this and that. I mean, all those kind of frauds can be captured by using data science. And there is Capital One and many banks, even ICICI, HDFC on the Indian scenario, are doing this real time. So identifying if a transaction is fraudulent or not. Your normal withdrawal time at ATM is recorded, and if you withdraw money at 5 a.m., you will immediately get a SMS or a call. Are you the same person withdrawing that money? They want to confirm, because this is what is triggering immediately that something suspicious has happened. Market basket analysis obviously is a well-known industry case. Again, if you are buying shoes, you obviously buy socks, toothpaste and toothbrush kind of scenarios. How many products you can club together? So market basket analysis is a retail's one of the oldest algorithm, I would say, association analysis, what we normally call. Sport analytics for players, start on winning and losing. You have seen the movie Moneyball, same funda, where that coach has adopted analytics to identify which are the players who will play best in the finals, and that's how he actually creates the team, right? So that's where again analytics in sports taking up. Walmart Fair, famous beer and nappies case study. Anybody knows about this? Yeah, good. So others don't know, right? So for benefit of others, I'll just narrate in a couple of seconds. So Walmart found out that on every weekend, maybe Friday evening, there is an increase in sale in beer products and baby products, nappies and stuff like. So babies don't drink beer, right? So they were confused why this is happening. Those two products are not at all interrelated. Still, their sale is going up on weekends. So they started interviewing some of the customers, and customers said, we poor husbands are asked to do the babysitting over the weekend. So what do? Take beer, a can of 6, and do the babysitting. But they didn't just stop here by identifying this insight. What Walmart did, I don't know how many of you have seen at least Walmart. It's a huge thing. Entire campus, you can imagine a Walmart, and their parking lot will be again a bigger thing. So if I have to take a beer and then I have to take a nappy or a baby product section, I have to walk 100 or 200 steps. So what they did is they put together these two aisles nearby, and that increased more than 15% of their revenue. See, this is the power of analytics, and unless and until you apply it, again going back to the same thing, right? Unless and until you apply that to your action, it's not going to help. So that's where data mining comes into picture. They didn't know why this is happening. Even the latest couple of years, not latest I would say, Toyota, they recalled about 4 million Prius cars in US. And they could not find out this, why these things are happening. And I'll cover that in next, here, text mining. So text mining, again, all of us know social media, text mining, what people are talking about on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, and WhatsApp, and so many things. So Toyota is the best quality company, right? One of the topmost. But they couldn't identify the problem which customers are facing. And there were many accidents of Prius cars, especially Prius cars. So they started doing the text mining on social media. And then they realized, or some drivers were talking about, there is a problem in my brake pedal and somebody came and hit me from back. Or there is a problem in my accelerator pedal and I jumped into or bumped into somebody else. With these nuggets, then they asked their quality department to look at that. And that's how they found out that there is a problem with the accelerator pedal and a brake pedal. And again, there were some design issues also. Somebody said that mats were not good. The the foot was slipping over that mats and stuff, and so many. So they analyzed all that stuff using text mining on that time, and they kind of get out of that situation. So today it is a big business. Social listening or text mining is a big business. All consumer product companies like Unilever, Procter & Gamble, then Nestle, they have separate cells to look at what is happening on social media. If somebody talking negative about their brand or product, immediately they will start resolving it. That's a big business now. Make sense? Forecasting, again, very common scenario. We do day in, day out revenue forecasting in our company. How much will be our revenue next month, next quarter, coming up half yearly and end of the year, and so on and so forth. So forecasting, again, one of the major or common problem to solve when you get into industry situation. Predictive analytics, again, I talked about. Credit scoring is one. Customer retention is one. Credit scoring, again, right? You get a call, you have pre-approved 6 lakhs loan or 10 lakhs loan and whatnot. It depends on your CIBIL score, right? Whatever is your credit history, based on that they will create those things. So there are two types of scoring models. One is application scorecard, where actually they will create a profile of a person and say that, okay, any score beyond 600 or 700, you can straight away approve the loan person is asking. But anything below this threshold, just do the checking. And similar stuff we did even for a healthcare insurance claim payment, where companies like Humana and other US based companies, when they pay for insurance payment, and in India also, again, there are very famous healthcare companies. When they pay that amount, and then later they check whether that payment was okay or not okay. And in US, there are what they call as codes for each part of a body. So if a doctor is doing something for your wrist, has he claimed only for that amount or he has claimed for entire hand? So those kind of fraud detection happens, or prediction happen using predictive analytics. And I'll be covering these industry examples in the sessions or slides going forward. Yeah, that will help you at least understand what is there when you get out and actually get into corporates for data science. You must have done the corporate scenarios so far. Optimization, again, a typical problem to solve. What if analysis and price optimization, inventory optimization, those are the very famous or similar popular cases. Big Bazaar and all these people are coming out with 15th August sale, right? How do you identify what is the price of this blazer to be kept, whether it should be 5,000 or whether it should be 10,000? If it is 2,000, customer will buy it, or bahut acha hai, 80% discount, but they will have revenue loss. If they keep it at 10,000, then I will say, bahut mehenga hai, I'll go to the competition. So you should not lose your revenue, you should not lose your customer. And that's where price optimization is a very, popular thing nowadays. And again, everyday low prices, Big Bazaar has come in. How do you analyze the price of that particular product every day? So that's where keeping these prices, collecting those prices, understanding the industry impact, and then putting it on a big data platform to crunch it faster. Nowadays with big data and cloud technologies, anything doing faster is possible. Earlier, way back in 2007, we used to take a sample of a data and then create a model and then test the model. Now it is not required. You can create your model on whole data, you can test your model on whole data, you can apply your model on the production data. So that's the advantage of cloud and big data platforms which has come. So that's what I was talking about, markdown optimization, which is of the price optimization thing, identifying what is the price we should be keeping for that particular merchandise. Visualizations, again a very typical thing nowadays. I would say it may not be a part of a hardcore data science, but how do you explain your output or insight generated from the model is where visualization comes in. So it could be Tableau, ClickView, Spotfire. There are multiple products which are available, but these three are the leader in the market, and they help you create these kind of charts and graphs and allow you to explain to the senior management. So typically what happens, if you start talking to the senior management on mean error or false positives or things like that, they will get, what are you talking about, right? Because they are not data scientists. They have hired you for that purpose. So how do you explain that? And that's where the visualization and other aspects come into picture. So again, after creating the model and after generating the insight, how do you explain in a compelling manner to the senior management is where the visualization will help you. Okay. Artificial intelligence will go a Terminator way or Iron Man way. This is a debate nowadays, right? Tesla, Elon Musk is saying there is a big concern. Artificial can take over humans and they kill the human race. And many people are doing or saying that because you don't know what will happen, right? And Iron Man, Jarvis is helping Iron Man, right? To do all sorts of things which as a human he can't do when the robotic power given to him or the machine power given to him. So that's where the debate is about artificial intelligence, whether it will go Terminator way or it will go Iron Man way. You must have watched the movie Robots, right? I, Robot is another, which is Will Smith. Robots apna Rajnikant, yeah? Right? So, usme last you have seen, right, how he finally has to kill that robot. So, till the time these machines don't understand emotion, it is fine. Even I personally feel that. The moment these machines start learning the emotions, there will be havoc. The other day I saw a video where a robot is picking up a packet and keeping it on a conveyor belt. That is the work given to that robot. And it's like a human. The robot is like iRobot, as you said, it's a robot. So a person comes in and kicks that robot from behind. So the robot falls down, but he again gets up, picks up the packet and keeps it on the conveyor belt. This person now comes from front and again kicks that robot. Now this robot falls flat on his back, but it doesn't do anything. He again gets up, picks up the packet, keeps it on the conveyor belt. Now imagine if that robot has an anger, emotion. What will happen? This person can go in skies, right? So till the time emotions are not taught to robots, machines, it is okay for us. Otherwise, we'll have to find another planet. Going forward 2050 or 2100, we don't know where we will be because of these things. So everybody is saying that artificial intelligence has to be used in a proper way. There has to be some control. Because if people, and this is artificial, you know, right? Neural networks, deep learning, how artificial intelligence models are built. So it is just learning from what it interacts. If you have heard about these driverless cars, all Google and Tesla and everybody experimenting, there are 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras on the car, and it is driving as per the inputs coming up from those cars. Now imagine as a human, we are driving it subconsciously. We don't have to think about, oh, from there a cycle wala is coming, from here a rickshaw is coming, from behind a bus is coming. We do that subconsciously because our brain has been taught up from, ages. But a robot or a machine has to learn that. And from so many angles, so many pictures are coming. At that point of time, the machine has to understand that this is a human, we should not hit it. So if those emotions are taught to this robot, what will happen? Isn't it? So that's where the difficulty or the concerns from senior folks like Elon Musk, they are talking about, that we should not give freedom to artificial intelligence and it should be restricted and so forth, so on and so forth. Multiple people are talking about. But this is one of the latest thing we are also facing in the corporate scenario, that everything will have artificial intelligence. Right? You have Alexa, Siri, Cortana and whatnot, right? The other day I also saw a picture, a WhatsApp, so it's a worldwide gyan, right? I got a picture saying that husband and wife are having a breakfast and husband said, why our electric bill is so high, right? And then she can't answer. She says, I don't know. And then in the next picture, they are gone to their office and the parrot is talking. Alexa, please start the music. Alexa, please start. So imagine a parrot doing this and their electricity bill is poof, going up. So these kind of things can happen, and that's where artificial intelligence has to learn properly and we need to control it. CRISP-DM, this is a development methodology for analytics or data mining models developed in 97, I think, right? A couple of companies came together and they thought that there is no proper way of designing or developing these models because every data scientist was doing on their own. मैंने किया, ये किया, वो किया and all that stuff, and then now I am putting it into production. So to bring some kind of control over these models and bring some methodology on these model development, CRISP-DM came into picture. And you can Google it, everything is available on the Google now. Cross industry standard for data mining. That's the full form, CRISP-DM. And framework obviously is a normal thing where you understand a business problem. So analytics or data mining or data science will not start without a business problem, right? Don't get into creating a model if you don't know the business problem. So first step is business understanding. What is the problem we are trying to solve? Then get into data understanding because there are so many various data points coming up. And if you add the external data points, that's again additional stuff. And we did that for a client analytics kind of solution where we actually added external data like Bloomberg and other related stuff, where you identify a person, what they are trying to buy and sell in a stock or trade situation, and how Bloomberg, a market, is impacting that. So that's where adding that data makes it more difficult. And understanding or knowing that data is where the business analyst comes into picture. And in such scenarios, we do take help of business people. because they have to explain us. A data scientist, I may not know every domain, right? So that's where data understanding is very much important. Data preparation, again, a very tough task. More than 50 to 60% time goes into this when you create a data model or an algorithm, because there could be some missing values, there could be some seasonalities, and there could be some different peaks and valleys in the data. How do you identify that and remove that? Seasonality, again, as I was saying, these holiday sales, Christmas sale, Black Friday sale, 15th August sale, those are peaks into your revenues, right? So you have to remove that and pick up a proper data, remove that seasonality. So take 12 months, remove that data and do massaging, cleansing, and then use that data. Analysis and modeling, that's where the crux of data science comes into picture. Which model to apply, whether you should go into classification model, whether you should go into association model or forecasting, it based on the business problem you will decide. Validation, obviously you need to do that, because without that your model will be like overfitted to the data. So if you give or if you are running, let's say, customer churn problem, okay, and you give model 1000 records, obviously 1000 record will not make sense, let's say 50,000 record, but all those are active customers. Will your model be able to understand what is churn? No way. And if it is 10%, still there will be a problem. So you have to have a proper data of mix when you do this kind of classification problem. How many churners are there? What were the impacting variables in that particular scenario? Then only model will be able to predict that these are some of the variables or parameters which are impacting customer churn. But if that data doesn't contain churn or very less number of churn records, it will not be able to do that properly. So that's where validation comes into picture. You have to give a proper data set for model to train itself. And then obviously presentation, visualization, it's extremely important. If you do a great job of creating a model and it is 85% accurate and so on and so forth, but if you can't explain it to your senior management, your business folks, it will not see the light of production. So that's where presentation of that model and results of that model to the senior management, because they will not understand mean error, and as I said earlier, they will not understand data science terms. So remember these things. This is the 6 or 7 steps which Chris DM came back with. Today we also look at data science lifecycle. Again, some of the things you already know, feature engineering, where you understand what data sets are there, which out of 1500 variables, which ones are more useful, impactful, so on and so forth. Then you do the model training, evaluation, and again go back to deployment. So it's a clockwise cycle. You start with a business problem and do the data acquisition, cleaning, then do the modeling and deploy it. But there is something called champion challenger scenario, which came back or which was invented by SAS. They say that your model may not give the same results after some period of time. So you have to have a different algorithm, different technique, which is a challenger model to your production or a champion model. So remember that as well. If you are creating a random forest model, or if you are creating logistic regression model or whatnot, once that is put into or deployed into production, ensure you have something different. Some other models are also running in your test environment, to see that after some time, if this model's performance degrades, you have a challenger model to say that, okay, now this model is giving you better results. So that's where champion challenger scenario comes into picture. So keep that in mind, I would say. Okay, this is good enough. Top tools nowadays, this is from KD Nuggets. This is one of the great sites for all of us as data science. Do read a lot of things here. There are data sets available, there are problems available. So just search KD Nuggets and you will identify. And I'll talk about some tips at the end, how you can keep your knowledge updated. But Python, RapidMiner, R, these things have now topped the industry. Earlier it was only SAS. When I was in SAS in 2007, SAS was the leader. And still it is a leader, but only for those people who can afford it. because it is very costly, obviously, because there is so many years of effort they have put in. But it's only 20 or 30% of that product's ability is used in the scenarios where SaaS is deployed. It is the responsibility of a data scientist to actually use all the features which are available and create a robust model. But that does not happen, and that's where then people started going away because of cost and the facilities it provides but not used. So that's where now people are using Python, which is again a very quick way to connect to the big data platform and create a lot of stuff out of it. These are some of the things or products which you can see: Python, RapidMiner, R, SQL and Excel. Still people are using it for analytics, and I was surprised with that. But see the numbers, these are current numbers, okay, 2018 numbers from KD Nugget site. TensorFlow, Anaconda, these are some of the things which have come in. Google has TensorFlow. They have opened up their all artificial intelligence libraries or machine learning libraries. These are available for you to download and use it for your own scenarios. Kaggle is another competition site. You may be knowing Kaggle, Kaggle, and it asks or it allows for multiple competitions to run at a point of time. Even Netflix, you may be knowing, when they started, they had announced a $1 million prize for the algorithm who will come up with the algorithm to say that which is the next movie you will likely to see based on people's moving behavior or movie watching behavior. So they finally gave it to 2-3 groups, but it was $1 million prize which they gave at that point of time, and it is way back somewhere in 2000 or before that, I would say. And that's where Netflix disrupted Blockbuster. Blockbuster was one of the biggest video rental shop in US. They had again huge shops like Big Bazaar with all sorts of video libraries. We used to rent, when I was there in US, we used to rent a video for $1 and for 1 week, and then you return it, get another video, but there was no digital in that. It was all physical. Netflix came in, they started streaming the video movies on your mobile and on your TVs and stuff like that. Blockbuster went bankrupt in 2011. They had to close the shop in 2011. So see the impact of digital, how it is impacting. I mean, that's a separate subject. I do cover that in some different scenarios. Today's topic is data science, so I'll stick to that. But that's how people are using analytics. Netflix, as I said, a great example, and it's a poster child for talking about data science or analytics. Big data. This is another, again, subject in altogether differentiation, but I'll just touch upon how big data is helping analytics. People, how many of you know all these products or things there? Hadoop, the yellow elephant which is shown here. How many of you know why it is Hadoop? Anybody? The creator of this system, duck cutting, yeah. Correct. So his son had a yellow elephant at home, and the elephant's name was Hadoop. That's how this thing came up, or this big data platform came up, or the product came up as Hadoop. And then came all the zoo. See, data mining called Mahout, Zookeeper. Instead of database administrator, which we normally had in Oracle and other ERPs, we used to call them DBAs, right? Now big data administrator is called Zookeeper. Then you have Giraffe, Chukwa, Hama, Pig. Pig is another ETL tool which is used for data transformations and data cleansing, stuff like that. You also have Shark. So big data is all zoo. I mean, you have to remember, and every day there is a new product coming up. Even we face a lot of challenge as corporate. How do you keep people updated about these tools? So what we do is take up only 4 or 5 products which are top and customers are using it. Again, as I said, customer is our top priority in any business. So which customers and what customers are doing, use those products, take only top 5 or 6 on them and build a capability of data science. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to get on to this kind of platform and have, see me, I will show you this. See, can you see? So many variety of tool which is coming up, business intelligence, analytics, visualizations, then you have data as a service, then you have analytics infrastructure platform, different things, different products, every day new thing is coming up. So keeping pace with ourselves or to the customer's requirement is really difficult. That's where we do focus on only 2-3 things which are top customer facing and then take it forward. This is just, I would say it's not a full landscape. It still has lot many things missing, but this is just for your eyes. Any questions so far? No? I hope I am making sense. हाँ? Otherwise bouncer नहीं होना चाहिए जो keep me updated if this is not making sense. Right. So infrastructure maintenance or so there are again multiple things. Artificial intelligence is picking up a lot in infrastructure maintenance. When is the likelihood that your database storage will get exploded because so many data points you are collecting? So talking about it. Then ticket resolution is one of the biggest area where corporates are focusing using analytics or AI especially. That there are various problems. My login is not working. My password is missing or incorrect, so on and so forth. Or I am blocked from entering this site. So any such tickets which are generated, they go to the AI machine first. Then AI will decide where this ticket should be addressed to. If it is doable, the machine will automatically do it. Password reset, there is no intervention required, right? And a human intervention is required. So that is where the machine will decide that password reset, we can do it. And it automatically sends you the new link for new password. That's how it is done. So a lot of application of analytics on infrastructure maintenance we do day in, day out. Okay. Some of the techniques, you are already done some of these things or this course is just starting or how it is currently working? It is just started. Okay. So these are some of the techniques which we use. In decision trees, there are so many things available. Class, CHAID is there, CART is there, C 5.0 is there, and these are some of the names of those algorithms. Logistic regression, then you have logistic regression, then K-means clustering models are there. Association rules, as I was talking about, a priori and other things, right? Generalization. So these are various techniques which are available. There is a site called Analytics Vidya, VIDHYA, okay, Vidya. Look at that, and it has also has learning path, which has all these kind of stuff mentioned there. So you download R, you download Python, you can become a data scientist by looking at their learning path. The multiple steps are mentioned there. So it is easy for your practice also because they also provide data sets for you to do the practice. And that is again extremely important because data science is like swimming. Why? It's not theoretical. Okay, I cannot teach you swimming just by aise haath maro, aise karo. It has to be practical. You have to get into water to learn swimming. Similarly, data science is like that. You have to get into the model building to learn it. Without that, it's very theoretical and you will end up doing something different. So remember that. And some of the applications in industry, I have just put it down. Customer churn, cross-sell, upsell, these are the kind of things we do by classification. So if Airtel wants to analyze how many of their customers likely to churn, then that is where the decision trees or logistic regression models can be built. Cross-sell, upsell, again, when you go to McDonald's, you get fries, she asks you, right, whether you want to go for large fries, whether you want to go for large drink, so on and so forth. And if you have kids together, then obviously you are they will also sell you the kid menu and this and that and toys and stuff like that. That is cross-sell. Then when it comes to bank, if you have a normal card, they will sell you platinum card, they will sell you, high-end cards. That is upsell service. So how do we actually create that persona of a customer and then analyze them and then provide them with those high-end services, cross-selling and upselling. So that's where again these kind of classification problems comes into picture. Then pricing, profitability, fraud detection, again we talked about. There are multiple ways this can be done. Segmentation is again a clustering model. Today, segmentation is kind of going away, I would say, and we are talking about hyper-personalization. So it's about not talking that how many people in Mumbai will like to go for Vodafone and how many people will go for Airtel. That segmentation will not work at all. We have to go to a personal level or a hyper-personalized level and then give those targeted offers. And that's how we get so many offers. If you search something on Amazon and then you go to Facebook or any other site, you will start looking at similar ads. That if you have searched laptop, you will start looking at laptops when you go to Facebook, the advertisers, because they have learned your data. Google, it's one of the great things who is keeping our data. And there was again a joke I saw on WhatsApp where Google has posted an ad that we are hiring, but no need to apply. We know everything about you. Because everything they are collecting of us at any point of time. So no need to apply. We know everything about you. That's where data collection comes into picture, right? We talked about market basket analysis, web path analysis. Web path analysis is another various different thing which they do. But these are some of the things I just wanted to put across. I want to keep it at a higher level, not going into technical levels. So that's why I just wanted to put across these things. Some of the things, real-time analytics use cases. Churn prediction I talked about, telecom, every minute they must be doing this. Intelligent traffic management in smart city, right? Real-time surveillance analytics to reduce crime, then impact of weather and external factors, real-time staff optimization in hospital. This is one of the biggest case in healthcare in US because they don't have people like us. मुन्ना भाई में जैसे बोलता है ना पहले फॉर्म भरो बाद में अंदर आओ and then करो ये करो वो करो. So they don't have so many attendants there. So how do you analyze that at what point of time they will need more staff? That's where again analytics comes into picture and real-time staffing. Even in airports, and airports again a great example for staff optimization. If you are going out, you see we have to do the embarkation card or our what we call immigration. So immigration, how many counters are open at one point of time? It depends on how many people are there in the hall. And today people are or airports are doing like Dubai airport is doing a video analytics that how many people are doing or passing through a particular hall, whether it is a customs clearance hall, immigration hall or your baggage collection hall, how many people are there, and accordingly those counters keep opening or closing down. So again staff optimization is one of the great case there. Energy generation distribution, again this is based on smart grids, not very relevant in India, we don't do that much, but in US obviously they do these kind of things because in winter they need a lot of energy and in summer it may not be that much required. Credit scoring, fraud detection we talked about. So these are real-time analytics cases. Now I want to know how many people are doing fraud. Like when you swipe the card, whether it is genuine swipe or fraudulent suspicious swipe, that algorithm checks it out and then we get the approval or the merchant gets the approval that this transaction is valid. So even if you do, let's say if you are doing 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 kind of swipes most of the time, and suddenly if you do 40,000 or 50,000, you will immediately get a call from ICICI, HDFC or whichever card you have. That's where I just saw there is a transaction, is that you? So that's where again the real-time analytics comes into picture. Again, some of the real world examples, I just put it for your understanding. City of Chicago, they collect all these data, 911 calls, then crime calls, bus station, train locations, and do an analysis of where a crime is likely to happen. The police department is doing that. Ferrari, Honda, Red Bull. Now this is where the Formula One cars you have seen, right? So we have also done one of such example where we put sensors on those shock absorbers of car and collects data every millisecond or less than that, and all that data is passed through cloud to people who are there in data center. They analyze and they immediately send back a message to the pit saying that this is going to happen. This part may fail, or your tire pressure may go down, or whatnot. So those kind of things, again, a very real time. I mean, I would say real time analysis. New York Times again plays attention to their reader behavior using analytics and find out who is reading at what. I mean, New York Times is one of the great publication, and earlier they used to have the physical, now it is all digital. So they do that all the time, what you are reading. Telefonica, other company in Spain, they split second recommendation of television viewers. So these are the things which are happening as a real time thing, right? Customer analytics. Now this can go across all the verticals. Customer is there everywhere for any scenario. So earlier way back, it was only marketing's responsibility to analyze customers and target customers. Now with digital coming in, it is the responsibility of each and every person of the organization to know their customers and understand their customers. So earlier we used to do only web analytics. Google Analytics is one of the great example on that. Identifying many customers browsing your business website, where do they spend more time, where do they just go out, reaching that page, bounce rate, and so many things are there. If you do know digital marketing, you will understand all that. But from that web analytics, we moved to omni-channel analytics, which is where we do keep changing our devices. Now I am looking at which movie is nearby on my mobile. Later when I go home, I will search on the PC, or when I am on the move, again I will go back to mobile and stuff like that. So we are changing these channels every time, and how a customer is analyzed on all these channels. That's called omni-channel analytics. And attribution analytics is again one of the thing which is done for or done by media people, like TV shows. Sony hai, Zee TV hai. They do analyze the viewership all the time, which programs are making more sense, and TPR ratings and stuff like that. So that's where omni-channel analytics helps them understand how people are behaving. Now it is coming to customer analytics, which is hyper personalized. So you will get a proper offer which is relevant to you. As I said, if you are surfing laptops, you will start getting laptops offers, this discount and that discount, and so much different aspect. So from web analytics, we have moved to now hyper personalization. So customer analytics is a very prominent case when you go into industry. Every industry will need this. So remember that. And there are again many things in customer analytics. As I said, customer churn, customer retention, customer lifetime value, customer profitability, cross-sell, upsell, so many things which can be done in customer analytics. So this is one of the great thing which is required in industrial scenario. Analytics in sports, again we talked about this. There are many US companies which are using video analytics, and see that the first example, Sportview, that has 6 cameras installed on NBA arenas to identify how players are playing, who is doing what kind of moves, and what is the best way to train them. Are they getting injured in some of those scenarios, stuff like that. Adidas, Patriots, these are all US examples. I didn't find anything in Indian example. So sorry about that, because we don't take anything apart from cricket most of the time. Sorry to say that, but we only love cricket as Indians, right? Anybody not agreeing to this? There are games, but we don't pay attention to those games apart from cricket. So there is not much analytics which is happening in sports in India, at least I have not seen. But in US and European countries, they do a lot of it. Recently the football, right, World Cup had happened, and so many different analytics were done at that point of time. Predict patient readmission in 30 days. Anybody knows about this? This is again focused on US, but Obama healthcare reform, when he actually came out with this, that any patient who gets readmitted to the hospital within 30 days after discharge for pneumonia and heart disease, the hospital will get penalized. So a hospital have to pay a penalty for not taking good care of that patient. So see that picture I have shown, a patient is going out and then suddenly coming in once again. But this is where we did an analysis of the day patient is admitted to the hospital, collected all that data, then till the time patient was there in hospital, collected all that data, lab reports and other related aspects. Then doctor's prescription notes, the medicines, the schedules, and all that. And after discharge, what is the follow-up doctor has given to those patients. So we analyzed all that data and then created a model using obviously big data platform, because this is not just structural data, right? You are all aware, structured and unstructured data. So prescription notes are all unstructured. This is a text data. So we analyzed all that and then gave them the probability prediction that out of this 1,000 patients, these 20 are likely to get readmitted. So now start taking.
Predict whether the customer is having the medicines or not.
Customers is having a medicine or not.
So when he is discharged from a hospital, he is given a set of medicines.
Correct. Correct.
Different dosages during various
Correct.
time.
Correct.
If he does not have, he is more susceptible to
Coming back.
coming back.
Obviously.
So how do you predict that?
So again, there are multiple things which we do, and then organizations, the hospitals are also doing. They have some kind of telemedicine facility now, that observing the patient or reminding the patient whether you have taken the medicine or not. So that is one way. The other way is on the historical data. Based on this age pattern, they are susceptible to not taking medicine on time. Let's say senior people, elderly people, they will not remember, right, taking the medicine on time. So there is a likelihood that that person definitely will come back. But if people are below 20 or between 20 and 30, or there is a teenager kind of patient, then obviously parents will take care of the child and ensure that they have taken the medicine. So that pattern finding was done, and then said that okay, above 55 or above 65 people are likely to get readmitted because of these reasons. So we identify such parameters and then provided that insight to the hospital, so they could start taking the care of that. Fall in elderly people is another biggest problem in US. अभी अपने पास तो हम लोग रहते हैं पेरेंट्स के साथ most of the time, but वहाँ पे there is nobody with the elderly people. Children have gone out or they are on their own, so parents are alone. And once you are above 60, 70, 80, and because of health conditions and so much facilities available, people do live longer. But this kind of problems start coming up, that they will suddenly fall because our balancing mechanism stops working the way when we are younger. So predicting that fall is another biggest case study in US. Which are the people likely to fall? At home, in bathroom, in any other market scenario or wherever. But then at least their children or whoever is helping them out on medication start taking care of them. Nowadays even IoT is coming into picture, Internet of Things, you must have heard about it. Putting sensors in everything and collecting data. So Proteus करके एक company है, they have put sensors in capsule. And you, once you take that capsule, doctor will get the report on your his mobile. That okay, at 4 o'clock I have told that patient to take the capsule. Okay, that capsule is consumed because that sensor is in the stomach now. And they will start getting that data. Whether it is making the impact on patient or not is a different reading altogether. But it's just the timeliness, whether they have taken the medicine or not. So those kind of things are happening. Correct. Clinical trials, again, a biggest area where there are multiple 3 levels clinical trials. First, they do on animals, then do on pigs or monkeys, then it comes to humans. So any drug which comes out is not a 6 months or 1 year endeavor. It has to be 6-7 years research they have to do. And then the company gets the patent of that drug. So nobody can create the same drug at that point of time, because that revenue उनको उतना तो मिलना चाहिए है कि नहीं. More than $1 million go into research. So companies, big companies pharmaceutical companies, they spend so much time on the research of drugs discovery. It's the biggest field in pharmaceutical area. And again, analyzing patient behavior is another analytics where it is applied. When it is applied on, sorry, just 1 second, hold your thought. When it is applying on rats, how do rats behave? So there is a company who provides only rats. There is a business of providing rats. What do we do with rats here? But there is a business in US where companies are providing rats, and those rats are healthy rats. They are used for such kind of clinical trials. So they will apply that drug on that rat, take readings every whatever time frequency it is given, और their cages have those sensors कि हाँ ये चूहा इधर जा रहा है कि उधर जा रहा है, what is the behavior, it is lying low or active and what not. I mean, that kind of analysis then. Please.
So the patient predictive modeling is helping the patient. So based on the events that they had when they were admitted, they are able to predict what kind of event they might have in future, and that's why they counter the admission.
Correct.
Even the adverse events which are related to the drugs which they are taking.
Correct.
And relating them to the patient age, they are able to predict this patient is going to have this event again.
There are a whole lot of parameters, I would say. I mean, if I go there, it will take more 2 hours and you will have to go home, right? So I am just rushing. But yes.
Their future will also predict when the patient is going to die actually.
So
Amazon has already come up. They have already listed items required for the final rights in their site.
absolutely correct. And so data scientists are like a crystal ball predictors. पहले वो होते थे ना, तुम्हारा भविष्य बताएंगे. अभी भी मैसेज आते रहते हैं, जानिए आपका भविष्य गुरुजी के साथ. अरे क्या यार. And still people believe that. People, I mean, not in Mumbai, I would say metros, but in interiors, people still have problems where they go to Gurujis and Sadhus, and that's why we see and hear so many people going to जाने दो, वो अलग subject है यार, some other time. But yes, your point is valid. Mortality is another case where you can predict when you are likely to die, and the research is not allowed officially because it is a problem for you as a consumer, right? So as a data scientist, we can do that and analyze that. From this room, how many people are in good health, what are they likely to develop, so that score तक वो सीमित रहता है. What is the risk score that some of you might develop diabetes after a couple of years? So that is a kind of given. But what is the probability that after so many years, some of you may die? It's hit us, right? So officially it is not allowed, or people normally don't do this because it's like giving you ticket to heaven or hell. You never know. But yes, mortality analysis.
Taken a lot of costs of the other hand. I mean, after treatment, spending so much on treatment, you're going to die. Why at all spend it?
No, for all said and done, it is good. As a joke, obviously.
In India, in other countries, insurance is there and stuff like that, but
No, in insurance, the insurance case study is identifying what is the likelihood that patient will develop heart disease. Patient will develop chronic disease, which will, as an insurance company, I'll have to pay you so much insurance amount. So that thing is there. But again, going deeper into personal level and saying that this person is likely to die is thoda sa unethical, risky.
Amazon selling items required for last rights.
Correct.
And they have mentioned it will take 1 day for delivery. Keep the body for 24 hours.
It is very nice product. No, it happens. Some of the people may have to keep the body for 1 day. बच्चे अमेरिका में रहते हैं यार, पेरेंट्स इधर गए तो होता है ना, फिर क्या कर रहे हैं?
So they can target the customers
Like that.
who are predicted to die.
No, there was a case. Let me take you back to 2000 time frame sometime when Target was analyzing such data, what people are buying and what are they buying, and their data science team is very great, accurate and once they predicted that with these kind of products, this female customer is pregnant. So they sent a bouquet and all the greeting cards to that female customer's home. Now father was angry, he was not aware that my daughter is pregnant. And this is a live case, please go and read that. So he went on to Target store and he made a havoc out of it, that how the hell you are telling me my daughter is pregnant, I even didn't know that she is pregnant. So manager said, but sir, this is from your data. In God we trust, rest everybody please bring data, as I have. So we do analysis based on data. So you please check it out. I mean, if you want, we apologize that this message has come to you. But after 2 days, daughter said, yes, dad, I am pregnant. So then father again went back and apologized. But this is a live case. But see how data science is encroaching your privacy. No, it's not breach, because you are allowed to giving that data to the user, right? When we use this phone, how much of data is collected by all our apps? And we allow that. So how come it is breach of privacy? Again, separate subject. But this kind of analysis is happening, and that was a famous case of Target, which actually made a headline in newspapers and digital media at that point of time. But healthcare is a great field to get into because there are a lot of data analytics things happening in healthcare. Okay. Spend analytics, evolution का image आ गया. So typically it is analyzing all the spends company is doing. So how companies can evolve, ऐसा है वो. So you have multiple disparate system, no data, से लेके enterprise analytics system ready. So different spaces or phases are given. But spend analytics again is an important area. As a business, how much you are spending, where you are spending, how you can analyze your suppliers and tell them to give discounts. See what Walmart is doing. They come back with everyday low prices because their supply chain is totally data driven. They don't take anything which is less than or more than and whatever their parameters. So their suppliers are very much bound by data analytics done by Walmart. And that's why we get, even now Big Bazaar is saying everyday low prices, they have kind of still use that slogan. It was Walmart's slogan. But that's where the spend analytics comes into picture, because supply chain is the biggest area where all this money goes. You have to take raw material from the suppliers, you create something out of it, you create a finished good, and then you send it to the logistics and transport, and then it goes to customer. So this is the entire supply chain. So how do you analyze the touch points, where spend is happening, is it good, is it bad, is that supplier giving you the right price, is it right quality? So supplier or vendor analytics is again a biggest area in supply chain analytics. Okay. So multiple cases in various industries where analytics is now used, and that's why data scientist is a sexiest job of the century. And it will keep on going, because now data collection is not a problem. With cloud, data storage is not a problem. And with big data, data analysis is not a problem, right? Earlier, as I said, in 2007, we had a trouble of analyzing more than 1 million record because competition power was not that much. एक हार्डवेयर जो भी रहेगा उसमें कितना मेमोरी डाल सकते हो आप. फिजिकल मेमोरी इज रिस्ट्रिक्टेड बाय द स्लॉट्स दैट मशीन हैज, बट विद बिग डेटा क्लस्टर यू डोंट हैव एनी लिमिटेशंस. That's why Google gives you search in 0.03344 milliseconds, right? Because they have a farm of computers connected to each other, which is a big data cluster, and they are analyzing your behavior. So no need to apply. They know all your data. HR analytics, again the biggest thing in the corporates nowadays. Which employees will leave? That is one of the biggest concern all the corporates have. What type of employees will leave? What band of employees will leave? And where they will go? So मेरी कंपनी से जाके यही कंपनी में लोग जाते हैं. That is again a revelation to a company, right? So they can analyze क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है. But there are multiple ways again HR analytics is done. Sentiment, yeah.
So how do we know where are they going?
अरे मुझे रिस्ट्रिक्ट करके रखा है यार. हाँ सारी इससे बाहर नहीं आने का है. I have been told कैमरा के सामने खड़े रहो. हाँ हाँ, the point is when HR actually talks to breach privacy and Mark Zuckerberg has to face so many things now. Whatever you do, he knows. So उसके ऊपर भी एक joke है. Sorry, I will not tell it here now. But yeah, I mean, data is very extremely important thing, and if it is going into wrong hands, it can do havoc.
But even cloud for that matter is like you are keeping your data somewhere.
Again, there are measures which company take, whether it is a private cloud or public cloud. There are two different things. If it is a private cloud, only your people or only your selective people will be allowed to use within your.
But the service provider who is providing the cloud platform is having access to that data.
Correct.
It's like you are keeping your jewelry in a locker in a bank. But ultimately, the owner of the locker is a bank.
So that's where the trust comes in, right? You are keeping the jewelry in the bank. You are keeping the jewelry in the bank, knowing that bank will not rob you, isn't it? नहीं?
और fees भी देता हूँ ऊपर से.
Obviously, you are paying them also. So that trust is coming into picture, and obviously official things are there that they cannot release that data to anybody else, which Facebook did, and that's why he is in trouble. He opened all our data to the advertisers. So advertiser will come to know कि हाँ मैं ये देख रहा हूँ, मैं वो कर रहा हूँ, and this and that, obviously. And people are also पागल यार. I mean, sorry to say, but they keep posting all sorts of things, and there are again crime happening on that front. I'll talk about it a minute. That there are cases in US where people have posted, I am enjoying in Grand Canyon, and his house is robbed here. अभी इतना सारा बताया तुमने और उधर के पोस्ट फोटो कर रहे हो तो obviously from Grand Canyon you cannot come to New York or you know any other city immediately. So ये post कर, and this is actually happening. Criminals are analyzing your social media in US at least. India का मुझे पता नहीं, but they do that. And इतना सारा पोस्ट वगैरह कर रहे हो with family and photos वगैरह डाला तो obviously people will come to know. और इतना किसी को रहता नहीं कि मेरी फोटो सिर्फ मेरे फ्रेंड्स ही देखे. Nobody does that on their own unless they face something like this. So those photos are available to anybody who is on Facebook. If you create a fake Facebook account, you will see a whole lot of things which you are not supposed to see, and that's what criminals are doing. So those kind of things also happen. So in coming back to your point, I mean, yes, cloud is a risky thing, but now there is no option also. You cannot scale up and scale out on your own. ये machine का size अगर इतना ही है, I cannot expand beyond this, right? So unless and until I have 10 laptops connected, that is the farm I am creating. Whether it is in-house, on cloud, public or private. That's how my data can be there. And then there are agreements, obviously, that my data will not be sent out to anybody else, and so many things and clauses are there when you actually do that.
Europe has come out with the GDPR regulation which specifically talks about
Exactly.
who is the data controller and who is the data processor. So even
Global Data Privacy Regulation, GDPR, you can find out, Google में करो, and because of that, even we are faced to take a lot of measures if we are dealing with European customers as of now. GDPR is still in Europe, but it will go across world very shortly.
so over there also a cloud can store the data, but they cannot exchange the data to anybody.
Correct.
Data processor.
Correct. It's like keeping jewelry in the locker, right? Bank cannot go and
Bank does not, in this case, the bank does not have the responsibility also because they don't know whether you actually kept the jewelry or not.
no, even bank manager doesn't come with you when you IT people can see. These are the loopholes people find, and Facebook happens. Some more cases or examples how HR analytics, predictive analytics can be used in HR. So which candidates are likely to join your organization? Now that people, even we go and visit many campuses, and we take students or last year students or passed out students. So which are the candidates likely to join us, right? Which are the candidates who will perform better? एजिस वाले ही लोग अच्छे परफॉर्म करते हैं कि वेलिंकर वाले भी अच्छे परफॉर्म करते हैं या IIT is the best? that kind of analysis. Again, pattern finding. Churn, again, which are the employees likely to churn, which band and grade, I talked about it. So many of the time, the well-known pattern is people who are between 2 years to 10 years are likely to leave whenever they get a chance, because they are more vulnerable. उस वक्त पैसा ही अपने को ज़्यादा चाहिए, right? At my age, I will not look at कि मुझे पैसा ज़्यादा चाहिए कि satisfaction job चाहिए. So in our scenario, when I started way back in 87, people used to ask how many jobs people have left or changed. That is one of the parameter to say that okay, this person is stable or she will not leave my job or my company soon. अभी तो 2 साल is too much time यार. 2 साल तू कंपनी में बैठा है, क्या कर रहे हो? हाँ, you become a furniture. So that trend has changed, but the pattern is also evolving. So people at a senior level, senior software engineer or software specialist or a consultant, when they get more experience, obviously they will, and everybody wants to go to the higher stage, right? But what are those people likely to leave from your organization? I mean, if company, even in company like NIT, we have about 9,000 people. Then bigger companies like Accenture, more than 100,000, 200,000 people. So how many of those employees likely to leave? That's the biggest analysis an HR person would need, right? And they will start tackling or looking at those people. Again, they cannot spy on them. It is against the ethical and privacy norms. But they will start keeping track of who is applying, what they are applying, where they are applying, and so on and so forth. So analytics is again everywhere. I hope you are not yet bored, right? We are at end of it, maybe. Anti-money laundering. This is again the biggest area, and most of you know, right? I don't have to explain. Many people have done this. I don't know. Customer segmentation, again, now segmentation at a higher level doesn't happen, but I wanted to just give you the idea on what parameters normally it is done, mid-income businessman, high income, and so many. I mean, these are just examples, but you segment customers based on your product usage and then target different products, which is cross-sell, or target higher products, which is upsell. Again, coming back to analytics. Cross-sell, upsell, we talked about basket composition, basket value, basket wide analysis, and too many things. When I was showing this slide to some of my peers, they said, "ये दारू कौन सा है और वो दारू कौन सा है?" So at this, we are more focused on which is that bottle, the first white bottle. People are asking that, but it is all about cross-sell, upsell. So don't look at what is the wine there or what is the kind of other items there. But what is in your basket, accordingly, what best you can buy. And that's where if you go out of, I don't know where this is done, but in Walmart, obviously it is there, that when you are at the point of sale counter, there are multiple things kept here, which are likely you will buy. And if you have a kid, daughter hai, son hai, so obviously they will buy, ye chahiye, wo chahiye, and all that stuff. So you have roamed across entire Walmart, and now you are coming to pay, and still you will buy. That's how the cross-sell is done. Warranty analytics, again the biggest area in manufacturing industry, and this is the topmost case for manufacturing. Earlier it is, in cars it used to be based on the mileage, कि तुम्हारा ये warranty रहेगा, but now it is based on the predictive analytics, maintenance and stuff like that. Whenever you take your car for maintenance, whether it is Toyota or Maruti or whatnot, every data, all that data is collected, and they can analyze that and say that okay, this is the problem, your engine gasket rubber is going to fail, please do change that. And there are multiple things, again spare part association analytics. So if I need, let's say, engine parts in this time frame, what is the likelihood that in next month so many parts are needed? So your inventory carrying cost is also reduced based on your forecasting or prediction on those spare parts. Fraudulent warranty claims prediction, this is again a well-known case like insurance claim कि मैंने गाड़ी को ठोका, मेरे साथ मेरा दोस्त था, I claimed on his behalf, he claimed on my behalf. After 2 months, we again hit some other car, but we two are together. So this is how social analytics is also done. Nowadays insurance companies are doing that to find out whether I am claiming falsely or my friends is claiming falsely and stuff like that. So insurance fraudulent claims. Same way warranty also does that. If you take your car to Toyota repair center, they may change some part without even required to be changed. I am not saying Toyota, just an example, but that's where the fraud warranty claims analysis. So they will unnecessarily change it. That's where the product exchange prediction happens or redundant exchange happens. It was not needed. They will tell you after 20,000 kilometers your tires need to be changed, right? Something like that they will tell you. But whether it is really needed or not, we are not expert there, or everybody may not be expert there. So whatever they say, a customer will do. So that's where redundant exchange prediction also happens. And there was one case where we were doing this warranty analytics for one of the customer, and we said that this dealer is doing some problem and there are some suspicious transaction. So customer business people said, ठीक है sir, इसके ऊपर ज़्यादा काम मत करो. That dealer is giving us most of the revenue, so it's okay. So those kind of things also happen. So as a data scientist, you may also land in trouble if you reveal something which company says, nahi nahi, bahut ho gaya. As a, when are you going to die? And not you. Don't take it personally. But that's a very risky. Yamaraj kab aayenge tumhare liye aisa ho gaya. Yes. I just said supply chain analytics.
It's not about the supply chain because it's about the quality of the product.
हाँ, but it is part of supply chain ना. तुम्हारे spare parts कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? कौन supply कर रहा है? So you are analyzing that supplier or vendor. So it is called supplier analytics or vendor analytics, where you will identify whether you are giving me on time, whether giving me on quality, whether price is good, and blah blah blah. 10 more parameters. I am just assembling a car here in my campus, but everything is coming from somebody else. So that is supplier analytics. So it is part of supply chain analytics. Does that answer a question or no? No? Then what is the question? Repeat again.
I was satisfied. Actually, I was in position that this kind of analytics is actually used for the real-time processing. Like I have to make a assemble a product from which OEM I should contact to give me the quality of product as well as in the time also.
But it is. I would not agree that it is the real-time analytics, because your product is not real-time. You are making. But it is still a time frame. You will need 1 month or 2 months or 10 days or 5 days to build that product, assemble that product. It's not abhi aaya or abhi gaya. It's not that way. No? So it is not real-time analytics. The moment you start analyzing supply chain, you will understand that from this vendor or from this OEM, parts which are coming are failing more frequently. That's where warranty analytics comes into picture. So you analyze कि हाँ मैंने बोला ना वो डीलर को हाँ ठीक है ज़्यादा analyze मत करो. So वैसा हो सकता है. One OEM is giving you maximum revenue, but there are maximum faults also, and that can come only when you apply analytics on the data. But it's not real time. Real time is अब भी मुझे कुछ चाहिए. Credit card swipe is a real time analytics, right? Any more questions? Move on. This is to keep you awake. पढ़ सकते हो आप? Data, insights and action. Again, going back to the same thing. This lady is taking an interview of a PhD guy, data scientist, and she is saying, I am little surprised with such extensive experience in predictive analytics. You should have known that we would not hire you. Just to keep you awake, humor. But it is application of your knowledge to the data. Again, data, insight and action, important thing. Okay. Some more industry examples. PayPal, this is the real time thing. See, they are analyzing 1.1 petabytes of data for 169 million. अभी ये तो dated data है, but more than 200 million customers now at any given moment जो swipes चलते हैं, and they are identifying fraudulent transactions. Airbnb, how many of you know? Right? It's a rental kind of thing where you can just go on Airbnb and book a place. It's not hotel. A personal or owner who will give you a space for a night or sorry, whatever time frame. So you want to go to Bangalore or you want to go to New York, they are everywhere. And you can book on Airbnb. It is cheaper than hotel. Trivago, अभी पता नहीं वो Airbnb में घुसेगा कि नहीं. But if a hotel costs let's say 5,000 rupees, you can go to Airbnb unsupported hardware. ये क्या आ गया ना? You can get the room or a place for 2,000, 3,000, whatever the owner has put the price on. So they are also doing an association rule or their own algorithm to optimize the price of the property. So if I have 2 flats in Mumbai and I want to give 1 flat to Airbnb saying that this is available for rent or for occupation for those 1 nights, 2 nights, whatever, they will put algorithm on that property and say that okay, this is the price you should give. And it's based on again seasonality. वानखेड़े में कल मैच है तो obviously उधर का properties बढ़ जाएगा for that particular night. So seasonality comes into picture and these kind of things they do. Okay. TripAdvisor. This is doing a click stream analysis. Click stream analysis, you know how many clicks are there on the or has happened on the website, and then analyze who has done this, who is going to. So TripAdvisor analyze that 50 million monthly visitors to get what they want and make them happy. So go to the TripAdvisor site and look at. They will start collecting your data. Next time you go to TripAdvisor, they will start suggesting something to you. It's like Amazon. I have next example Amazon, but Sig Alert or Waze करके एक app है. Waze, how many of us use here Waze? It is more popular in US, where like Google Maps, it is a map application, navigation application, but it also has some more features like there is a detour in front of it. There is a cop standing at the corner, and उधर अपने जैसे पुलिस वाले नहीं रहते खड़े कि चलो लाओ लाइसेंस लाओ 100 रुपया दे दो, ऐसा नहीं होता है. Everything is camera based. So on the freeway, if your speed limit is 80 and if you go above 100, then there is a penalty, and the cop will not catch you, but a ticket will automatically come to your house and you will have to pay the penalty, $200 or whatnot. And for each penalty, your license points are decreased, and once you go below something, your license is cancelled. So that's how they are managing. अपने इधर भी ऐसा कुछ करना चाहिए. So that cops will not get money. ना कहीं भी पकड़ो तो हाँ सर ये ले लो मामा 500 रुपया ले लो सब, and they will not leave you, right? लाइसेंस दे दो, पहले तो लाइसेंस लिया तो खत्म ना, फिर अभी कल मैं ड्राइव कैसे करूँ? That is our fear, right? नहीं उधर आके कोर्ट में तुमको देना है, आके कलेक्ट करना है, चालू हो जाएगा वो. But these guys actually collect that data and give you कि after 500 meters there is a cop standing. And you can give that alert to the driver behind. So all Wazers, what they call, everybody is on Waze. If all the drivers coming from New York to New Jersey, if they are on Waze, they will come to know that there is cop. So they will come below their speed limit. In 2000 when I was there, we used to have a radar in our cars, which will detect the cop cars. अपने गाड़ी में अलार्म टैंग 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 बजना चालू हो जाएगा. Somewhere there is cop. अरे कम करो कम करो कम करो ऐसा. Now that radar is not required because Waze will tell you, there is a cop. If there is accident, that also comes out and it will show you the detour. So it is like Google Map, but Google doesn't talk and interact with you. Waze does that using the analytics on top of it. Pretty good example, and this is real time, by the way. अब भी हाईवे पे कुछ अगर एक्सीडेंट हो गया है यहाँ से लोग जा रहे हैं तो उनको पता नहीं जब तक वो वहाँ पहुँचेंगे ना. अपने पास वो मैकेनिज्म नहीं है. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Nihal Hari, what type of probability need in go to data science?
What type of?
Probability need in go to data science.
I didn't get the question. What type of probability need? In go to data science. Anybody understood the question? Go to data science, meaning how many people will go into data science? Is that the question? Can she repeat? Or he, whoever? Sorry about this. What type of probability need in go to data science? What type of probability need? Probability need in go to data science. मतलब समझा नहीं मुझे question. Sorry Nihal, I couldn't understand your question. Are you asking that how many people will go into data science, or what are the chances? Sorry, we couldn't understand what you are asking. Maybe you ask him to again give the question in a different sense. But there will be, huh? You replied? What did you reply? Acha, okay. ठीक है. So where were we? Coming back to ways. Any more questions from here? Nahi na? Industry, again, Amazon, we have seen this, right? Day in, day out. If you buy something, Amazon started with books, okay? Again, a good disruption example. They started only with books and they disrupted borders.com. Borders करके एक बड़ा store हुआ करता था. Again, bookshop that was replaced by Amazon. Like Blockbuster is disrupted by Netflix. Multiple examples of such. But now Amazon is everywhere, A to Z. That's why that logo is also A to Z, and there is an arrow which is coming. If you have analyzed the logo, that is the meaning of A to Z. How much time do we have? Half an hour? Okay. So this is interesting. This is what traditional BI reporting looks like, a rear view mirror. Do you understand? What has happened in the past? What is my revenue till date? What was my revenue last year? So it is giving you everything behind. Okay, but data science will give you the road ahead. How do you detour, or what kind of road now you need to take? Samne truck aa gaya, now you have to take left or right or stop or something like that. So this is the data science which will come into picture, and obviously driverless cars are using this because they have to look at so much, data which is coming up. Has he reworded the question?
What is the base in probability we need in academics to learn data science?
What is the base? Base knowledge. So typically, to get into data science, typically, obviously, you need to know mathematics or statistics, those kind of things. You must have done that. And nowadays, even engineers are getting into data science. So with Azure and Google and IBM, no need to know the algorithms. Okay, you can use the APIs. You need to know the business problem. उसके लिए क्या apply करना है? So there is no need for a hardcore data science. A person with business knowledge can become data science with these kind of things now. Earlier we used to have, whether we should apply logistic regression or which thing. But now all those APIs are available. You just pick up, drag and drop and create what you want. So थोड़ा सा dilute हो रहा है, but still which model and what to do and how do you analyze that data, it is still a restricted field. And it is not available for everybody who is not knowing the statistics or analytics or mathematics kind of thing. So does that answer his question? So some sort of mathematics, some sort of statistics, analysis, data analysis is needed. You need to know how to understand the data and then create a model or algorithm which will help solve that business problem. That's how people can get into data science.
So there are 2 more questions.
Yeah.
How can we apply data science in stocks? Is there any way to recover lost data in data science?
अच्छा, how can we apply data science in stocks? एक अलग से सेशन करना पड़ेगा उसके लिए. There are multiple trading algorithms which people do write themselves or pull up from various sites. I will not talk about the names, but you can Google it out. And algorithmic trading is one of the biggest area in India, New York, or anywhere where are there stock exchanges. So people use that and find out which stocks will perform better and accordingly put money there. So it is our own analysis of that particular company or stock, and then these predictions which will come in. So some of these predictions also come from ICICI and whoever is helping you as a broker. So you must have seen ICICI Direct giving you some tips, right? And there are some private brokers also, Sher Khan hai and many things. So you pay some money and you will get stock tips to buy, sell, this is the limit, upper limit and so on and so forth. And the second question was? Is there any way to recover the lost data? ये तो storage के ऊपर है, how you are storing the data, whether it is your own machine or it is on the cloud. तो cloud पे रहेगा तो obviously automatic backup होता है. If it is your own machine, then you have to take the backup of your data. So restoration depends on how you have stored the data and applied the models on top of it. Okay. Move on. Again, one more thing. Data science helps you to hear, see and speak with intelligence. Gandhi ji ke 3 monkey. But this definitely is used by all the companies. Once again, I am telling you, whether they have a mobile app, whether they have a web portal, whether they have any other channel to interact with their customers, analytics is the powerhouse, which will help them connect with the customers. So imagine you have a mobile app and you are doing all sorts of things on there, but unless until some analytics is done by the organization on top of that data, you will not get the right offers, right things in front of you. So that's where enable you hear, see and speak with intelligence is what I just wanted to tell. I will take you to the future. This is really interesting. 2020 अभी ज़्यादा time नहीं बचा है. But see this person, Pizza Hut. I want to order a double cheese burst large pizza for myself. Typically we are happy, right, whenever we are ordering pizza. But ये बंदा बहुत गुस्से में है. क्या हो सकता है?
Because the Pizza Hut is suggesting him what he needs to have and what he needs to avoid based on the data collected.
Excellent. So that lady says, sir, your retail transaction shows you have already consumed 2 pounds of cheese this week. Your health record shows you have a high cholesterol. Your Facebook post shows that you are above 50 years and your insurance premium has recently been increased. So we advise you to go to red pasta instead. ये अपने साथ हो सकता है. The way they are collecting data, all of us, and they will personalize offers for us. So instead of 3 triple cheeseburger, we'll have to eat red pasta after a couple of years. But jokes apart, this is the future. Anything and everything we touch is collected as data. All our digital footprints are collected as data. And that's why Google says no need to hire, we know everything about you. Because Amazon, Google, Facebook and all these companies are collecting data. And that's why China is not allowing Google to enter into China. Do you know that? Only Baidu, which is their own search engine, that collects data. Because otherwise all Chinese people data also will be with Google. Yeah? Hai? So they are protecting their turf by not allowing Google to get into China. So this is going to be reality. And this will come via digital channel also, because everything we do on mobile is recorded somewhere in their app obviously, or whatever we interact with other people. So that gets recorded and they collect. This is called customer 360 degree view. In our corporate terms we call it customer 360 degree view. For retail we collect all such kind of data. For banks we collect all such kind of data and then analyze the customer behavior. So in insurance companies are also doing customer 360 degrees, whether you put that getting into new home, आपने Facebook पे डाल दिया. So insurance company can say, oh, here is a new home policy, which is specially done for you. Or my daughter is going to US for higher education. Proud mom will put it on the Facebook, right? Again, insurance company captures that and say, here is the loan for higher education. So those kind of things are happening. Insurance companies are doing that using all our social media data also to get into their revenue generation. And that's again customer analytics, because that is the key for any company to move forward and grow. Okay. Again, from data to action, the last thing. Makes sense? So you have all the data which is raw material, eggs है और all क्या है तुम्हारा coffee and this and that. You create a cake, you apply algorithm on top of it. But अगर वो consume नहीं करेंगे तो फुकट है. घोड़े को पानी तक लेके जा सकते हैं, बस उसको मुंडी दबा के पानी पिला नहीं सकते है ना. So all depends on action. All right. With that, this is how you can keep yourself updated. Just one slide. Check out these slides: Data Science Central, Analytics Vidya, Coursera, BuzzSumo, Paper.ly, Feedly.com, Scoopit, and Tweeted Times. Some of these sites, again, there are multiple things you can do, but this is what I do. That's why I am just putting it down. And obviously, social media sites for latest on data science. So if you have a Twitter account, just create a hashtag data science and search it. You will get the real-time data. Okay, who is talking about it? You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is Raut. Okay, and I do talk a lot about digital transformation, about analytics, about big data, about mobility, IoT, and anything under digital. So I have been recognized by various publications as top digital transformation influencer to follow. So you can follow me if you want. This is not marketing, please. This is not marketing. I love to share my knowledge, and that's why I am here. So it is not company or it is not anything else. I am not talking about NIT here. It's my personal. I do write on my own blog, Simplified Analytics, and that I started in 2011. And that keeps me help updating my knowledge also. So every night around 9 to 10, I keep or spend time on Twitter and these sites which I told you. So what is latest happening in our world, right? Data science, digital, mobility, IoT. So who is doing such kind of things? Even artificial intelligence. You can search hash artificial intelligence, one word. Don't give spaces, and you will get tons of articles on artificial intelligence. If you want to read deep learning, again, combine the word, put a hashtag before it, search it on Twitter. And Twitter will give you the real-time things. Google will give you, एक साल पहले किसी ने कुछ बोला था. Still in the Google options, you can go and change those parameters. Right now, 1 month back, 1 year back, so on and so forth. But Twitter is just now. एक सेकंड पहले किसी ने कुछ deep learning के बारे में बोला है, तो आपको वो article मिलेगा. And that's how I keep myself updated. So those are the things I just wanted to put across.
On a lighter note, what is the significance of the baby on there?
You are not bored. Hope you are not bored. ऐसा है वो.
Non-invasive polygraphy, how much is that in existence on the scheme working on?
थोड़ा जोर से बोलेंगे for other people too.
So non-invasive polygraph, how much is it in existing as of now, and or for that matter, any work happening on it?
I am not so expert on that, but I won't be able to answer. I'll have to check it out. No idea about it. Sorry about that. I will search and will come back to you. Any other questions? कुछ तो असर हुआ? Anything you got from this session? Huh? All right. Thank you. Thanks a lot.